Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. So, have you done that yesterday's? Have you tried? Anyone tried yesterday's table creation? You can type in the chats. If you have tried, you have to type, or if you don't tried, that also you have to type yes or no. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
There are people who are not able to join the meeting.
Now also. Now you are telling or yesterday's?
Now, ma'am.
The same
Like
link only.
they texted on the group that they're not able to join.
No, the same link only. Same one only. Tell them to try now. Shall we start? Hello. So anyone tried yesterday's table creation? So please reply me on chat. Type yes or no if you have tried. Type yes or else no. See, you have to try those things. Okay. After completing this course, you will be creating a project. So this is one by one steps we are taking now. So you have to try. Only one reply I got. What about others? See, now only you have to select your project. What project you are going to do? Do you have any idea? Like you can select some library management or some fruits shop like that and all. A project you have to create it. So do one thing. You think about this, your project title and all, what project you are going to do, and send me the project title in the group. We have the WhatsApp group, right? So you send me that one in the group. Okay.
Ma'am, what project exactly?
See,
What exactly is it supposed to
we
be?
have first only explained we are going for this full stack development. So any real-time projects like what that only I told, library management, like that. So a user is coming, so his user details should be entered there. So when he has to register first. After registration, next time when he is coming, he can sign in there using that username and password which he is selecting. So like that, any project you have to select it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So you
We have to develop a website, ma'am.
yeah, correct. That only.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So anyway, this is full stack, no? So both we are learning. Back end also we are learning, front end also we are learning. So after that, you have to create your own projects. Okay. So that project topics only I'm telling you to think what topics you want, in which one you are trying to do. So that topics you just discuss and you give me the topic titles. Then I'll tell you in that what things you should take, all those things. Okay, fine. Shall we start? Okay, yesterday we have done with forms. We have discussed what is forms, all those things we have discussed. So you remember, right? What is form? That is used to collect user input. The user input is sent to the server for processing. The tag in HTML we are using is form tag. So we will see how to create a form. See like this. Are you able to see this one? We have a username label and a text box is there. Then we creating a password field. That box is there. Two buttons also we have created, login button and cancel. So like this type of a form, how to create it. That only we are going to see. See. So our tag name is what? Form. In that action is one attribute. Right now action is not specified. That means when I click on that submit, what it should do, that action we have not specified here. A user name, this is called as a label. For that user name, we need a text box. So input is your tag, type is your attribute for the input tag. This is the value. You remember yesterday only we have seen here. So many input types are there. Input type text, input type radio, checkboxes. So in that, which is the type you want? This is a text, means that displays a single line text input field. So to input your username, we have to give that value. So input type equal to text and its name. That means that text box name we have given it as what? User. That name why we are giving, that is just to label that one. So this is like a variable. This user is the name for that text box that we are providing there using this name attribute. So input is a tag that have this type attribute and name attribute, and type here we specified that as text, and name you can give any name, that is just to identify that text box only, because in our form we will be having so many text boxes. So which is for the user name, like that, to identify that text box we are giving this name attribute. This is just a name. Okay, now here we used this br, so it's give a break line. That means the next control what I am using inside the form, that goes to the next line. So next, what is the thing I want to use is a password. So again same tag input type is equal to password. What is the difference between this password and this text? See, text it will be in the normal, what letters I am typing, that it will show. Password and all you have seen, it will show in asterisk symbol or in dot dot symbols it will show. That means passwords we are not making visible to the others. If I am typing my password, only I know. We are not going to make it visible to the other people. So the type equal to what? Password. Name. You can give any name. Here I have given it as a password. Now we need two buttons. So one is type equal to submit. The value, that means the name of the button we given it as what? Login. You can see here. See, this is the button name we got. So that only we have given here. Value is the attribute name. So what name you want your button want to be displayed here, that is given inside the value tag. Sorry, value attribute is equal to login. One more button we have kept there, that is input type equal to reset type of button. That means when I click on that cancel, all the field will get cleared like that. So that is this reset button, that value equal to cancel. So this form tag we opened, inside this form tag only all these controls we have given. And the last we closed your form. You got it? See, if you click on that box, we can type. This is a normal text box. If you click on this password field, whatever I'm typing, that is coming in dot format. That means it is not visible to others. If you click on login, nothing it will show. If you click on cancel also, nothing it will show, because I have not told the action to perform. Where what it should perform, like that action is not mentioned there. We just created the user interface. That's it. Using this username, password, text field, password field, two buttons also created there. This program is clear? You have to reply in the chats. Any doubt?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So in place of name, like we said, name equals to user, right?
Yes.
If we replace any other word, would it affect the
No,
thing?
that is just to identify that text box. You have given here username, right? This is the label. And for this username, this is the particular text box like that, because so many text boxes now I want to use later. In that, which is for the username, that we are identifying using this name attribute. So here, this you have to remember it. Later we will be using that text box, the value I want to take, that value I want to store into the database, like that actions we have to do later. No, I'm not telling now, later we will do that one, back end process like that. So that time how I'll identify which text box value to be retrieved like that. So we'll identify using this name only. Okay, you got it?
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Any other doubts you have? Okay, fine. So this is a simple one only. We created a text box, normal text box, and a password field, and two buttons also we have created. Now see here, you can see other types. how to create a checkboxes. See like this. In this, you can tell the form. We have used a name that is input type of form. The action attribute also, now I have filled the value. This is a file name here I specified, hello.html. And the method, this is another attribute that I have given it as what? Get. This and all later we will be using. Now I'll tell you what is this meaning. Action, we have told there, it is telling what? If I click on the submit button, what action it should perform, where it should go, next page or something like that, we have to tell it properly. So that next page URL we can specify here. If I click on submit, where it should go. So that URL only we are specifying inside the action tag. And the method, it is specifying whether it is a get type of value or whether it is a put type of value. So here we are typing get means that will be visible to everyone. So whatever values you are typing in your forms, that will be visible to your everyone like that. We can see in the address bar that I'll show you. So here input type equal to checkbox. Then the name of the checkbox we have given that as vehicle, and its value we are typing it as what? Bike. So here you can see this is the content of that one. Checkbox content, it will come like I have a bike. One more checkbox we have given here. Input type equal to checkbox. Name, again vehicle type of value only. Its value name is what? Car. So this is the content we are giving here. So we have used here break lines and a submit button also given. Value is also submit. You can view this one in your web page. See like this. This is the checkbox. So it will come in the square shape. I have a bike, I have a car. So you can choose which one you want. So both also you can choose, that is only checkboxes. So if I want, have selected like this, click on the submit, we can see it is printing a message like this. How I got that message? Because see, in the folder where my program is saved, in the same folder, I have a file here, hello.html. See like this. So only the action I have provided this particular file URL only. So when I click on submit, we have told the action to perform what? Go to that particular page or go to that particular file. So when I clicked on that button, automatically it went to this page. In your browser, you can view that particular message only, that file message only now I am viewing. Okay. And here in this address bar, you can see now we are in which file? Hello.html, because we have told the action to go to that hello.html only. Vehicle equal to bike. How this value is showing here? Because of this get property. This method equal to get I have told there. So whatever inputs now I am giving in this checkboxes or in the text boxes, wherever it is, that will be visible in your address bar. So that is not a secure way to do your web page. One more type of method is post type of method. So we have a get type of method, post type of method is there. What is the difference? See, we'll save this and see. If I selected this one, click on submit. Again, same action only it is doing, but I have selected the car checkbox. But in this address bar, it is not showing that vehicle value equal to car like that. When I am using that get type of method, it was showing that input value there. If you use a post type of method, it will not show you any input type in your address bar. That will be hidden. So which is more secure way to use? That post type of method only will use it. Otherwise, what will happen? If you are login with your username and password, whatever password you are typing, whatever username is typing, if it is a get type of request method, means everything will be displayed in your address bar. So your password, anyone can retrieve your password and they can use your logins and all. So that is not a good practice. We'll prefer to use with post type of method only. Is this clear? how to use this action attribute, how to use this method attribute. Name here, it will not make any changes. Again, that is just to identify this particular form. That's it. This is an input type of form, only that much we are telling there. But action is important, method also important. And we are learning here how to give a checkbox. So type equal to checkbox. What is the name of the checkbox? It is vehicle. That it have two values. One is bike, one is car. And what it should be displayed for the checkboxes. I have a bike or I have a car, like that we can display it. Clear? Any doubt? You can use your chats to ask me the doubts. Okay, fine. How to create radio buttons. The same manner, input type equal to the name of the type is what? Radio. So the name we have given here, it is X. The value is male or female, the value we are giving. And this, whatever content here I'm typing, that it will be displayed to the user. This is for programmer information only. We are giving here male and female. This, whatever value here I'm giving, that will be displayed to the user. So again, a submit button only we have created here. So the same action only I'm performing, that it will go to hello.html. If you want, you can change this get into post. Right now I'm not doing. I think you have understood what is the difference between get and post. We'll see this output. So like this is the difference between checkboxes and radio buttons. So you can select one, click on submit. Again, we have given the action like that. So it went to that hello.html file. Is this clear? We'll see how to create a drop down list. So the tag for that drop down list is select, not the input type. You have seen the drop down list. Huh? See, wait, we'll see the output. See, like this. If I click on this down arrow, it will show the list of items. From that, you can select one particular value like this. So this is how to create this drop down list. For that, we have the tag name what? Select. Select name is equal to cars, like that we have given a name. Again, this name, it is for identifying this particular drop down list only. We are giving only the car names, and option is the list of values. In that drop down, how many items I want to keep there. So that we are giving using this option type of value. Option is again another tag. Option always comes under select tag only. Option have an attribute what? Value equal to the name. What is that value? And this is the value which is displaying for the user. Option again one more value, another one. And while giving this fiat, we have given one more attribute what? Selected. That selected is equal to selected if you give, that is coming with a default value. See, when we open your web browser, that is by default, that drop down list is having a value that is only fiat. How it came? Because here the attribute selected we have mentioned. So only when the page is loading, that drop down list is coming with a default value like this. Later, when you click here, what is the item you are selecting from there? Now that will become the value there. But when it is loading the page, by default, it is having a value. That how we specified using the selected attribute. So like this, all these options we have given. Select tag also closed here. Form also closed. This is the example for a drop down list. Clear? So we can create input types, we can create text, password, all those things we can create, checkboxes, radio buttons. But if you want to create a drop down list, the tag is not input type, it is select, because there multiple choice values will be there. In that only one we have to select it. So we are using here select tag. How we will give each items? Using the option tag only that have value. And if you want a default value to be displayed there, then we have to give the selected type of attribute. That is about the drop down list. Clear? Any doubt? Okay. Hello? Is there any doubt? Use your chat. Okay. For the default value, can you also write select? No, that should be selected. Okay.
Ma'am,
If
we don't want any value to be displayed there, a default value, can we just only write selected equal bracket
no
response?
need to write selected attribute only.
Okay, it will become empty.
Empty like that. See, when we write this attribute, then only we'll get that selected. If you are not writing that attribute, then nothing will be there. Like that, you can use it. Okay.
And if we want to write something else on that, then we have to use this particular tag.
That means only the selected thing only will use it. Okay, so only that is the attribute value. Selected only will use there. Okay, and it is selected, not select. That selected only I should use. Within double quotes, the attribute value also should be which one selected only will use there, not select. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine.
Ma'am, if we want to give a title, like if we're doing this for cars and we want to write cars before the drop down, then we do it the same way we did the other two, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So is that clear how we created a drop down list? Now we have how we will give a border around your form data. See, sorry, 1 minute. See, like this. This is, we created labels, text boxes we have created, and you see the whole form is inside a border. How we will create this, a border with this name, personal information like this? For that, we have another tag. So see, how we creating that border? That is using this field set. So you can view. See, like this. So field set, then again inside the field set we have a legend tag. There only this title like this it is coming. For that border, what is the title? So that is personal information. There we have typed. Then our labels, input type equal to text. The size we can specify like this, 30.5. And email also, the size also we have specified. Date of birth size, that means how much characters it can hold like that, and all we can specify there. That we have done. And this whole thing is inside the field set. So after doing all the controls, close to the field set and close to your form. So this is clear. Any doubt? So I think you got an idea how to create a form. So please reply me in the chat whether you have got or not, because when we start writing application or when we start developing an application, the first thing we will do with the front end only. So now how a normal or a simple form of a front end, how to create that only now he will learn using HTML. So is that clear for everyone? Please
Ma'am,
type.
does field set also have different attributes? Like color or
Like
size or anything of that
see
sort?
here it is limited only in HTML. No, it is limited. For that only we will use CSS. So more advanced things and all, if you want colors, if you want the border width and all, if you want to change into different shape, that and all we'll do with CSS only. Here only this limited kind of things. Okay.
Ma'am, so right now HTML is used in very less places.
But still these controls only will use it. Plus we will add more advanced features like this. CSS I can use to make it more attractive. Bootstrap I can use. Still that buttons, if I want to make it more attractive way, Bootstrap we will use. So like that, we will just add other advanced things only into our HTML. Still HTML is used.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So clear? So any doubt in HTML? So now you have to try by creating a form, like a registration page you can create with what content, like asking. Registration page means our full details it will ask now. First name, last name, address, date of birth. Then we can provide a radio buttons to select male or female. So all these controls you can use and create a registration page. You can try it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Please reply me in this chat. Okay, fine. So now I'm winding up HTML. Do you want to ask me any question about HTML? Okay, fine.
Excuse me, ma'am. About the PPT, you told you let us know today if you could share the PPT or not.
Okay, that anyway, that recorded things you got, no? Other than that,
Yes,
separately
ma'am.
you want the PPT?
Ma'am, it's easier to like go through if we have.
Okay, I'll just ask and I'll tell you. Okay. What about these assignments which I given yesterday? I have given. No, how you will show me? You will send me in WhatsApp.
Ma'am, mail if you have, we can send it.
Okay, not in WhatsApp. You will mail me.
Anything is fine, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, fine. So this is another assignment I have given now. What I given? Create a form with that form is showing a registration page with what all controls I want. First name, last name, address, then give radio buttons to select male or female, and a submit button and a reset button. And all these controls I want inside a border also. So like this, you have to create a form. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat it once?
Okay, create a form for registration page. Okay, in that the field I want is first name, last name, then address, then which one I told is a radio button you have to keep for male or female. Then two buttons I want. One is submit button, another one is a reset button. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now we are going to another technology, that is CSS.
Ma'am, when are we supposed to submit the assignment, ma'am?
No, you just do that one. Your assignment submission is actually your project submission only. So this is your starting point to your project. So if you try like this, then only you will get an idea what kind of project I want to do. So you just try and tell me whether you are able to do it or not. Then I'll help you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, if we want any help, can we contact you through WhatsApp?
Yeah, WhatsApp you can do.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So what was the problem you felt in HTML? Just now asked the doubt, like if you want to add colors, if you want to add other type of border, then and all it is not possible there. We have a limited things only there, only that is coming in that black color, that size of the font also in the limited size only, or the style of the font is only in that particular style it is showing. So to overcome all those things, they have introduced the other type thing is, that is CSS, that stands for cascading style sheets. So CSS is describing how the HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen. So in what color it should be, or where the alignment you want, at the left side, right side, bottom, up, or the center alignment, all those things we can tell there. It saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. Are you able to see this slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is help of CSS, we can say a lot of work, because every time in every page that is not possible to change the styles and all. Using CSS, if you change in one particular file, that will reflect to the what all web pages I want, everywhere I can reflect the same changes there. So that is the advantage of using which one? CSS. So it can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. So you have some 100 pages in your website. All the 100 pages background color you want the same color only. So it is no need to write in each page, each HTML file, no need to write the coding to change the color. We keep one CSS file, and that CSS file we are linking into all your web pages, so that everywhere that changes will get reflected. That is the advantage of using which one? CSS. So external style sheets are stored in CSS file, or else normally we'll use CSS inside your HTML type of files only. Externally also you can use your CSS. We will see how to use a CSS file. So this is cascading style sheet, that is describing how HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen. Okay. Now this is the syntax of your CSS. So we call each our elements, HTML elements, we have heading, tag, paragraphs, we have learned image, we have learned table. So all those HTML elements in CSS, they call that as a selector. And in that selector, now here its meaning is you are modifying, or you're describing this H1 element only, what style that H1 element should have. So that we are doing using this CSS. So its syntax is like this: within curly braces we have to provide the content. So here all the CSS properties only here we specified within this curly braces. Color is one property, colon its value, semicolon, because now I have one more CSS property to assign for this H1 tag. So we have given a semicolon. Next property is font size, colon. This is we are specifying in the pixel format, semicolon, and close this curly braces. So selector points to the HTML element you want to style. So I want to style heading. So we have given there like this. If you want a paragraph, that tag name you can give it. and the declaration block contains one or more declarations separated by semicolon. Declaration is nothing but the properties we are specifying there. What property you want to assign for this selector. So each declaration includes a CSS property, name and value that is separating using colon. Multiple CSS declaration are separated with semicolon and the declaration blocks are surrounded by curly braces. So this is the syntax of CSS, how we will provide the CSS styles using this particular syntax only. Is this clear? Now
Yes,
okay. Now we are learning how to add your styles or how to add your CSS. So when a browser read a style sheet, that is nothing but a CSS file, it will format that HTML document according to the information in the style sheet. So same thing only, paragraph only we are using, heading only we are using, but now we have told there how to show that one, what is the styles to be implemented on that particular HTML element. So in that way, your browser will show to the user that. We have three ways to insert your CSS. One is external, then internal is there, third one is inline. So we'll see one by one how we will implement this external, internal and CSS. So here we have external CSS, that means an external style sheet. You can change the look of an entire website by changing just one file. That is only the example I told. If your website is having some 300 web pages, in all the web pages you want to make a same type of style. That means you imagine the background you want in the same color like that. So we will keep a different or externally one CSS file we will keep. That file we are linking to our HTML page so that in every HTML pages that changes will reflect. What is the other advantage of keeping this external? Suppose later you are thinking, okay, you are making some changes to your website. So that time you are thinking this color I don't want. I want to give a new color. So again, if it is in the every HTML file means it is difficult for you to change in these 300 web pages. So what we can do, we'll make changes only in your CSS file. Again, all these pages are connected to your CSS file. So if I make any change in the CSS, that automatically get reflected to your 300 web pages. So that is the advantage of external CSS. So each HTML page must include a reference to the external style sheet that is inside the link element. That always will keep inside the head section. Yesterday we have seen inside the HTML tag, before we start the body tag, we have a head tag also. We have done their meta tags. So same manner, this link part and all, link tag, where we will give your external style sheet file, that link element will give inside the head section. An external style sheet can be written in any text editor, like how we are doing our HTML. We can use a normal notepad. In that we can write your style sheet, and that must be saved with the .css extension. So HTML files we have saved with the .html extension. If it is a style sheet, we'll save that with .css extension. The external .css file should not contain any HTML tags. So externally, if that style sheet, if you are giving or if you are saving that one, then there it should not contain any HTML tag. That is only pure style sheet or pure cascading style sheet type of thing only will give inside the CSS file. Okay, this is about our external CSS. And when we'll use internal. See, internal style sheet may be used if one single HTML file has a unique style. Suppose only one particular page only, your login page or first index page only, when we start using the website, the first page showing to the user, we call it as a home page or an index page, like that we'll tell. Suppose your home page you want in a particular color. After home page we are going to the next pages, that is in different colors background it is, but your home page you want in a single color. So that time you will use which type of CSS? Internal CSS. That may be used only if one single HTML page has a unique style. So internal style is defined inside the tag style element inside the head section. So again, that is also inside the head section only. Link tag also inside the head section. Style tag also inside the head section we will give. Now inline CSS means an inline style may be used to apply a unique style for a single element. So it is not for a single page. In that page, one particular HTML element you are taking. Suppose you think a paragraph. Only that paragraph you are making styles, not the entire web page. Then we will use which one? Inline CSS we can use it. To use inline styles, add the style attribute to the relevant element. So we have an attribute. Suppose P is the tag. For the P, style is an attribute. So in that manner, I can use it. So style attribute contain any CSS property. Okay. So these are the three ways to add CSS to your HTML. Which are the three ways? Externally you can add it. Internally you can add it. Inline. What is the differences? External means if you want to make the changes or the styling, if you want to make for your entire website, then we'll go for external. Only a single CSS file we are keeping, that will be linking to all your web pages, so that if I make any changes in that page, in that CSS file, all other web pages which will get reflected there. That CSS file externally we are saving with .css extension, and that external .css file should not contain any HTML tags. Now here, internal means that may be used if one single HTML page has a unique style, not for the entire website. Only one particular web page, if you want to make any styling, we'll use internal CSS. There the tag name is what? Style is the tag name. That element we have to use it. That we'll use inside your head section. Now inline means in a particular web page, we are making changes to a single element only, HTML element only. Then we'll go for inline CSS. There the attribute style we are using. So difference is there. We have a style tag also. That means style element also is there. Style attribute also is there. So when to use this one, how to use this and all, you have to think where, what is the situation you are handling. According to that, you can use all these properties. Is this clear? You got an idea about CSS?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, now you told that external like CSS we'll have to write it in another notepad and then do
yeah.
it. Internal and inline, do we do it inside the HTML only?
Inside the HTML only. No.
So we'll save that as .html or
.html only.
.css?
Internal and inline we will save with the .html only, because that in the HTML page only you want to make changes, not for the entire things. So externally only, separately a file will have .css, plus you will be having your HTML pages. And this CSS file you are connecting to your HTML pages. That is external. That we will see examples. No, then it will be clear. Okay. Internal and inline means in that current HTML pages only we are making the changes. So there are no .css files and all, only HTML files we are using. Okay, fine.
Ma'am, for inline CSS, again the tag will be style, ma'am.
It is not a tag. It is a attribute. So you have seen no attribute. Input is a tag. Type is the attribute for the input. Same manner, if I take paragraph as a tag, for the paragraph, P style is an attribute for inline. Now the same name only, tag element is there. Internally, if you use, style is a tag name. But where I'll keep that one, that is inside the head section. That is the difference.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear? So we'll take some 10 minutes break, then I'll show you these examples. Okay. Okay. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So here we have discussed what is external, what is internal and inline. We'll see example for external first. So see here, this is separately in a file where I have created CSS styles. So see, we have used body and a curly braces. This is one declaration. So it's having a CSS property that is background color colon its value. Closed that. So it's meaning now we are styling for the body. Body we are telling the HTML body part, that styling background color you want this light blue, like that a style now have specified here. H1 another one we are styling in that page. So H1 color we have told that is a navy, like this a color colon. One more thing I want, margin left is equal to, margin left is which one, 20 pixel, like that I want a alignment. So this is somewhat alignment only, margin alignment we have told there, for which one, heading. So margin alignment means that heading where it should come, that only we are aligning there, not at the means topmost border level. We are telling the margin we should move left side 20 pixels, like that a movement we have to do, then heading we should come. Color also in that navy only we want. So see, this file I have saved with a name mystyle.css in the same folder now where I have kept my HTML file. This is my HTML file. So you can compare the CSS file and HTML file now. HTML files, we will start with HTML tag, then body tags will be there, but here no HTML tags and all. So this is not your HTML file, this is just a CSS file only. Now how I link this mystyle.css to my HTML page? For that we have this head tag, in that a link tag we are using. Now see what is the thing we have to do. This rel, it is telling what is the type of relation we have, or this style sheet we are doing there. Href, I think you remember this attribute href for the link mystyle.css, the URL of the file it is specifying there. So the head tag is closed here. Then we have started our body. In the body I have used that h1 and p. So here only in this HTML page only now I am telling what is the heading I want, what is the paragraph I want, like that. Here we have specified the sentences. So when we run our HTML file, during that browser will link this CSS file to that HTML page. There whatever properties we have set, for the body also one property is there, one h1 heading also one property is there. So it will implement or it will attach those properties to your current web page. This is external type of CSS. We can see here, this is the output. If I execute or if I run this external css.html file, see the background of this web page, this HTML file, it came in blue color, because here I have given light blue. So that light blue, it is assigned for the entire page. Next what I told is this heading I want in which color I told, heading color is navy, and you can see here this much space is there. That margin left property is implemented there. We have told that 20 pixel, like that. So if you want to change this one, save this one in your HTML file also you save. Go and refresh your web page. You can see that alignment or the margin left side this much space came, then only the heading got printed there. So this is the CSS style. This we were not able to do in our normal HTML. For that we have combined HTML and CSS together, can create like this. This is clear? Any doubt?
And what is the use of doc type HTML element?
That is just a declaration only. We are using HTML5. That is a version type HTML only. We are using like that. This is just a declaration. That only we have explained last class. When I started with HTML in that PPT, I have told. This is just a declaration. Okay. This is
So it's not
without,
necessary,
it is not necessary. See, if I am not using also, it will work. Without that also, it will work. So, like this. No problem. Okay, fine. Any other doubts? You can use your chat box to ask me the doubts.
Ma'am, colors are restricted to the words, ma'am. Like we can't choose like how that circle comes. You can't choose like color values, ma'am.
In the sense, I didn't get you. That means you can write here red color, blue, all those things you can write it.
You can't choose other than those colors, ma'am. Like you know how that circle comes where we can select which shade of a color we want and it has a value.
Okay, that one. Yeah, we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
that RGB values and all. If you know, you can provide that
yes.
RGB values. That and all it will
For
work.
that, under color only you put the values, ma'am.
Here only. Instead of this name, navy, you can put that RGB values.
Okay.
That 0,
Okay.
200, that value will come. No, that you can put it there. Or else you can write that hexadecimal values is there. For each color, one hexadecimal value with hash
Yes,
symbol.
ma'am.
That also you can provide it there. Both in those 3 ways it will work. Okay.
Okay.
So you got an idea how external CSS is working, how to create your CSS file, and how to link that CSS file to your HTML file, how to use it. Okay, fine. We'll see example for internal. So this we have done with internal only. You can see the program like this. So internal, what we told, we have to use for a single page, single web page only we are making the changes, not the entire website. So no need to use this external CSS. You can use only your style tag. For a single web page, if you want to make any styles or anything, CSS, we'll use this style tag in that HTML page. Again, style tag also we are providing inside where? Inside the head. Same syntax. See, inside the style tag, what all elements you want to make the changes. So you are telling the body, again you are changing that. Your heading, you change it with a different color, and the margin left we assigned with a different value. So the style tag completed here, then the head. Now we have given a heading and a paragraph also given. You can see here, this is the style it is implementing. So according to the color we have given. So background color we have told it is linen. So this is that linen type of color. And heading we told color should be in red color. Margin left we have told to 80 pixels. Paragraph we have not told any styles, nothing. So that is coming in the default format. Only we have told the styles for the body and the heading. If you want paragraph also to be styled, that also here you can give it inside the style tag. You can type it for which one also paragraph like this. That also you can write. Which color you want paragraph, what styles it want, all those things also you can specify for the paragraph. So this is.
Ma'am, is it necessary to put the end flower bracket in the next line?
This one you are telling. You can put it here also, no problem.
Okay.
Only thing, if it will work. If it is open, you should close it properly. That's it. The semicolon also. See here also one semicolon, here also. That and all compulsory. Where this curly braces you are putting, that doesn't matter. Here also you can put it. Okay. So clear about internal. Now the third type is for which one? Inline. So inline we told only for what? Only for a particular element, not for the entire web page. So here We have not used your head tag and all now. Only inside the body. For the H1 tag only you are making the changes. So you can write H1 style equal to, within double quotes we have specified. So here no curly braces, nothing. See, style is an attribute now. It's not a tag. So style equal to the color red, then semicolon, margin we have specified. Only that much we have implemented there. If you want body, here you can write body style is equal to that background color. Like this, you can specify for the body. This is for the heading and that is for the body. You can specify it. See, like this. So it will be applied only to that particular values. Only for the body and heading you are giving. So not for the entire page and not for the entire website also. Only for this particular, in that page only that body and heading you want in this particular style. So I can use inline. Only we used the style attribute. So clear these things? Any doubt?
Ma'am, we can't use internal and inline in the same file, ma'am.
Like you are asking here only in the heading, like this, no?
Yeah, ma'am. Like you change the the color also, and for that particular line that you're applying inline to, you can't do both in the same
both also we
file,
can do. Both also we can do actually, but again, if you think about the logic wise, no, that way of programming will not do. We can do actually, if you want you can do, but again if you think logic wise, that is not correct. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts? Okay, so now you got to know how to add CSS to your HTML page. We have 3: external, internal and inline. Now we will see how to create border. So CSS border, we have that property which allow you to specify the style, width, color of an element border. So border style is the property. See, these all are built-in names. Dotted border we can create, dashed one is there, solid one is there, like this. All these border styles are built in, these names and all. So we can give what style you want for your border. That way you can give these properties. We'll see one example. See how we have used. So we have used inside the internal one only, we have used style tag. In that we are writing here p dot dotted, p dot that. That means that we are implementing for paragraph. So which tag you want to implement this border and all. So we are using that tag name p dot that value dotted, and here see border style is there. That also I can specify it as what dotted, like this. So property name is what? Border property. It's properties border property only. These are the built-in one. In that border style we have to tell. Border style we are telling dotted means that particular border will come. If you tell border style colon dashed means it will form in the form of dashed one, solid type, double, like that it will show. You see this output of this file. So here we have specified. Now when we come to our body, what we have done here? For this paragraph, we have used an attribute called what? Class. So when I use this attribute class, here p dot dotted, we have already specified this class name here, that automatically will come and combine. So it's meaning this a dotted border like that, a paragraph that will come in that particular style. You can see this output like this, the first one. So that is in dotted format. And next p class is dashed. So here only the dashed one border style we have told here dashed. So this is in the dashed format. And here solid is there, then double, then grow, then ridge, insert, outset, no border. Then hidden border is there, then mixed border is there. See, dotted also is there, solid also is there, grow, double also is there, like that. A mixed also we can create. So all these values, border style values, all these are built in, and this we have to use compulsorily like this. And how I'll refer these values to my paragraph using the class attribute. For the class attribute, the value is that names of the borders only, dotted, dashed, solid, like that we have to give it. This is clear how to give the border style? Any doubt? Now see here another way we have used. This is style tag, internal only, p dot 1. P dot 1 we have given. Border style solid we have told. Another property for the border is width. We can tell how much width that border should come. In the pixel format we have told. Another paragraph only we are making the styles. 2 is the name I have given for that style. Border style we told solid, and the width we have told here a name what? Medium. Then pixel, thick we have told, double also we have used. See like this, how many paragraph styles I have defined is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 paragraph styles is defined here. We have used the classes names like this. See, either I can use in that name, same names only. The previous example we have used here. See like this. Your property name also same. That style name also you have given the same one only. Now here what I did is, for the paragraph, the style names different we have given. 1, 2, 3 like that. Different names I have given. Now the class we have to specify with that name only. So if you don't want any confusion, you can use the same as your property value as your style name, or else if you want to use different style names, that also you can use it like this. Okay. We'll see the output. So you can see here, we have told solid only, its width we have told to 5 pixel, and same solid next to style is that same thing only. So the next one, second one, that width we have told it is medium. Next is a dotted one. There the width we have told that is 2 pixels. So you can see the thickness of that one, how much it is. And next one we have told dotted. So that property of the width we have set to thick. Then double line only. In that 15 pixel is the width. So you can see, can compare with the previous one. By default, how that double it was showing and how it is showing with the border width. We have told here 15 pixel. So according to that, the width it is showing. Then here another one is double only. The property we have set to thick. So how it is displaying for you. So is this clear? How to specify the border width? And that border width does not work if it is used alone. We should specify with the style only. That means you are making styles to this particular property only. What property? Border style property only you are making the width property. So together only you have to use it. Individually if you use, it will not work. Is this clear? How to give the border width? Okay. Any doubt?
Does this become internal or does it become inclined?
You only see. What is this?
It's in head, so it is internal.
Internal. So see, style only, style tag only we have used inside the style tag. So it is an internal CSS. Okay. So you have named your styles 1, 2, 3. For the same paragraph only, you have named it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the class, that names only how to specify. The first program which I showed, there also the names was there, but that was same as your property name. Style names also same. This paragraph style name also same like that. So if you don't want to change this one, no problem. Same as you can use it. No confusion there. If you want a different name also, you can give like this. Okay, clear? Now same as width, we have border color is there. So for each border, we are specifying what color we want. Same manner, a paragraphs only we have defined here. 1, 2, 3 like that. 3 paragraphs is defined. Styles also, 1 is dotted, 2 are solid. What color you want for this, red or green? Like this, we have specified the border color. Same we used here. Same as width, border color also will not work alone. That we should use with the style property. First we have to set the style property, then only color and width we have to set it there. So you can see like this, we can arrange it with colors. So is this clear? This is the CSS border. We can give border style, then we can give border color, we can give border width. Okay. Any doubt? See this one only. Either you can specify the color name like this, or else you can specify an hexadecimal value. For each color we have some hexadecimal value, that also we can specify it. Then RGB is there like this, 3 values, that also you can specify, or else this percentage format also you can specify. Any one is fine. No need to remember these things. If you search in internet, you will get all these color values and all. So that is not a problem. Okay. If you don't know this hexadecimal also, don't need to worry. You can give the color names. Which color you want, that also you can give it. Okay. Now we'll see margins. How we will give the margins. CSS margins. Any doubts you want to ask me? Is this clear for everyone? So margins that we are used to create space around elements outside of any defined borders. So these properties we can tell margin top, margin right, bottom, left, like that. Properties are there. Using this, we can give the margin properties in CSS. We'll see the example. So see, now we have one tag, division tag. That means some divisions in your web pages, if you want to make some separation like this. This area is only for showing some images. the other area is showing for some text value or some paragraphs like that. If you want to arrange your web pages, we can use this div tag. We can use that is division tag. Will tell you are dividing your web page into different portions like that. That is only div. Now we are doing styles for that division only. So div style we are providing here. That border we have told, that is 1 pixel solid black. See, you understood this syntax. Instead of writing border width or border style, border color, we just told the property is which one, border colon, what is its width, what is its style, and what is its color. So this way also we can give. Otherwise, what I have to write is 3 different lines I have to write for the border property. No need. You can directly write like this. Its meaning is the size or the width of the border 1 pixel we have to take. Its style is solid and its color is black. In that margin properties we have set. Margin top we have told here it is 100 pixel. Bottom also some pixel values we have given. Right is some other pixel value. Left is another pixel value. So all these we have properties we have set. A color for that division also we have told. What color that division should come, that is in light blue. Only for the division, not for the body and all. We will see how it will show. See like this. So using this individual margin properties only, now we have done this program. So this is a division we have created. That particular, it is not any border and all, not for a paragraph and all. This is called a division now. In that division only we have given these properties. What is the border? What is the styles you want? What color it should come? See, you can see the border color is black color and it is solid style of border. And now its background color of this division, it came in light blue. Then its margin only we have set. Top this much spaces we want, left side this much spaces, right side that much spaces, bottom also how much spaces we want, like that we have arranged it properly. That is only which one, margin properties. Is this clear? Any doubt? Another program for the margin. See how we have given border property, same manner you can give for the margin. So margin 25, 50, 75 like this we have arranged. So it is bottom, top, left, right, like that the properties. So no need to give margin left, margin top, margin bottom, like that. No need to give 4 margin properties. Only one is enough. In that you can specify 25 pixels, 50 pixels, like that. All these 5 properties you can specify it. Then the color also same thing only. We can view this output. See like this. In this you can see here one line also we got. You remember yesterday's class I have showed you one horizontal line how to give. That horizontal line only HR. So after the division we have given there HR. So you can make out now from the bottom how much pixel it is there. So it is 75 pixel is from the bottom, like that. So we can identify now how much space it is there, like this much. Clear? This we call it as shorthand property. Instead of giving with each properties value, margin bottom, margin top, we can directly give that one in the margin property. Clear? This is how to arrange that margin in an auto format. That means This and all previous examples, 2 examples I have showed that pixels and all, we only provided how much spaces we want, like that. The values we only provided there. If you are not providing those values, how it will get arranged? That is using auto properties. So margin is having an auto property. So see, width we have told that is some 300 pixel. Margin we have specified that with auto. We have not told what is the values 20, 100 like that. Nothing is specified. So we have told this property value like this. So automatically that will arrange. That means you can set the margin property to auto to horizontally center the element within its container. The element will then take up the specified width and the remaining space will be split equally between left and right margins. That is only auto. So you can see here that division how it came. That is horizontally centered because the margin value we have given is auto. Okay, clear? Any doubt about margin? This is CSS margin. How to give the values, how to use the margin property for your HTML elements.
This is inline, no, ma'am?
You have used here inline? No, internal only. See?
Okay, ma'am.
Any other doubts? Please reply me in the chats whether you have any doubts or not. Are you able to follow?
Ma'am, down if you don't again mention the div thing, so it won't work. The whole thing
It
won't
will
work.
not work because here I have styled which element only, div element only. So if I want to view that styles, I have to give that tag. Then only that style will be implemented. Okay. So we have height and width also we can give the properties. Max width property that is used to set the maximum width of an element. Min width property is there that is used to set the minimum width of an element. So height and width also we have already used with the image tag and all. You remember yesterday, height and width and all we have used. So that is similar to this one only. See this property. So height we have told like this. Width we have told with the percentage. Both way you can use it. In pixel also I can use it. With percentage also I can tell that. Now the division we are telling the element has a height of 50 pixels and width of 100%. So you can view here. So like this. So this is height and width also you can provide it here. That is also a property. CSS property like that we can. Okay. Now we have here text color, font is there. How to give the color for the text. That is another CSS properties. So we have text color property, text alignment is there, text transformation, text decoration. So color means, you know, we are providing color for that particular text. How the alignment means, that is left alignment, right alignment, centered and justified. Text transformation, you can specify whether to convert that one into an uppercase, lowercase value, or only each word you want to start with capital letters. So capitalization you can do. Text decoration means that will give that underline, or if you want to give any strike through one word and all, that and all we'll give using text decoration. So mainly text decoration is used to remove underlines from the link. If I give text decoration to none value, the hyperlink always have that underline symbol. Now that we can remove it. Now here we'll see the example for this text. Color we'll see. So here style for the body we have told it is background color, gray color, it's blue. So background color and the text color only we have specified here color blue, and the heading background color for the heading is black and the text color we have told it is white. That is the styles we have implemented here. Now for this is the heading and this is the paragraph. See this output how it is showing in your browser. So you can view. So that background, full background came in light gray color. The color on that body we have told here that is blue. So only this paragraph separately we have not made any colors and all, but here body already we have told the color to be what, blue. So only this is paragraph, it is coming in that blue color. Now heading we have told that background color should be in the black and the text color should be in white. So this heading you can see that came with the black as a background and the white color as the foreground. That means text color came in the white color and its background is in black color. So this is color property for the text. Paragraph we have not made any text properties, but by default it came in blue because the body I have told that text body color that should be in blue color like that. Okay, any doubt in this? Okay, now we'll see for the text transformation. See, for the paragraph only we have told uppercase, lowercase, capitalize. This is the name of the styles we have told there. Now text transform, that is your property name. The value for the property is uppercase and lowercase is another value, capitalize is the another value. So here P class, uppercase, lowercase, capitalize, these are the texts we have. You can view here in your browser. See like this. So first property we have set that is uppercase only. So that paragraph, that full values changed to uppercase. Next property for the paragraph that is a lowercase, and another third one that is capitalized. So you can see here each word started with capital letters. So like this you can do the text transformation. So text color you also you can give. If you want to do any changes like this, converting into uppercase, converting into lowercase, that also we can perform using this CSS styles text transform. Okay, now we have text alignment is there. So again, the heading we are aligning here, H1 text alignment we have told that to center, H2 text alignment we have told to left, H3 that is for the right. Justify I have not specified here. That means what? It will properly arrange the left side and the right side. That is only. So you can't make any changes. If you want, you can give justify here. Another one heading if you give that you can give justify. Now the styles for the heading is over here. Now we are telling this is the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So like this alignment of the text. First heading we have told that to align to center. Second one that is left side. Third one that is right side. If you want, you can give and check here. H4. So justify we have given. Now here one more heading we'll add, H3. Sorry, H4. Save this file. See, now this heading 4, it came like this. So this is only justify. That means properly it arranged, that left side, right side, all those things it arranged. So that is only justify. So we can't make out what is the difference there right now. So only I have not given the first. Now this is left, right, and all you can make out. So this is alignment of the text. Now we have decoration. So like this, text decoration is your property name. You're telling overline, line through, underline. So all these things are the values for that text decoration. You see how this output it is showing. So overline, that means above the text, one line it is creating. This is heading 1. And for heading 2, we have told line through. That means a strike through like that, a line it came on the text only. Now H3 we have told decoration, that is underline. So here the heading 3 it came with underline. Like this text decoration also we can do it. Is this clear? Any doubt? So you have to reply me what you have understood in CSS. Use the chats and tell me whether you have any doubt or not.
Ma'am, it gives its own size, no ma'am?
Sorry?
Without even mentioning the size of the text, it gives, no ma'am?
Because I have used here headings, right? See,
Yeah.
heading 1, heading 2 only I used. So heading 1, heading 2 have a default sizes, bigger, smaller, like that sizes is there. That only now it took.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubt? If anything is there, you just type me here.
Ma'am, we can even change text style and all also.
Text style and all we can change. That I'll take next class. Font styles are there. Font only will change. Will not tell with the text property. Font property will tell. Like you can see, that Times New Roman, New Roman, Arial, all those styles we can give it there. So that is coming under font. Okay. So any doubt? So you got an idea what is HTML, what is CSS, how I can connect HTML and CSS together, then I can create a web page.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now what I told you to try, that is a registration page. You remember, right, in HTML. Now you can give background color and all. Correct? So that page you can give whatever color you want, you can give. Okay. So try in that way. Do the practicals. Okay, fine. We'll continue tomorrow. If you have any doubt, you ask me tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.